Hi guys, Annette here. I have a grocery outlet haul, and then I think I'm going to do my Gleaners haul right after this. I think I'm just going to make them the same video. So I'm going to go through first what I got at grocery outlet. It wasn't too much, just a little haul. I wanted to grab a couple things in particular just to make sure that I had them. And I will go over them and try and remember the prices because I don't have my receipt. And we'll start back here. I got a couple of Glad plastic containers. I am trying to stay away from plastic. I've switched over a lot to glass, but this is a size in glass that I just really don't have. And glass containers this size can be a little heavy and also expensive. So I got these just two. They were $1.49. They have a summer print or something on them. I really don't care what print they have on them. But these I will use for like leftover food mostly, because a lot of times when I make something there's quite a bit of leftovers, and sometimes I don't like want to portion it out individually. I just like to put it in one bigger container. So I picked these up. I thought $1.49 was pretty good for two the name brand big containers. And I would never microwave in these. I would just put the cool food in here and store it in the fridge, and then when I wanted to heat it up, I'd put it on like a real plate or a glass dish or Pyrex or something. Then I got these emerald peanuts, almonds, and cashews, roasted and salted. I believe these were $1.99. I like to have snacks like this I can throw in my work bag that aren't just pure carbs. So I picked those up. I got these sausages. I've gotten these before. Chef Dave's sausages. This is the mozzarella with artichoke and garlic. And I believe these are pork sausage. Honestly, do not know. Chicken, maybe, actually. So, I've gotten these before from there, like I said, and they're very similar to I think they're called Adele's sausages that are very expensive. But at Grocery Outlet, I think these are normally like $2.99, but they're on sale right now for 2 for $4. So I got the mozzarella with artichoke and garlic, and I got the apple and Gouda. Both of these are really, really good. I strongly encourage you guys, if you like the gourmet type sausages, to try these. This one, oh sorry, that was loud. This one back here with the mozzarella and artichoke and garlic, I'm going to make with these whole wheat 3-cheese tortellini. This was $1.49. It's not a very big package. Let me see, 9 ounces. If you were a family, you would probably have to get 2 of these. I think it's a good size for a couple. It says servings per container about 2.5. Yeah, so this is really the size maybe just for a single person or a couple to have 2 servings. I'm hoping to make this into a video for you guys so I can show you how I make it. Just like a kind of a one-dish dinner with the sausage and the pasta. I got these P3 protein packs. I really like these also for a snack at work, yet again because they're not full of carbohydrates. So this one is roasted chicken, peanuts, and mild cheddar cheese. And these are 50 cents a piece at Grocery Outlet. I did buy 4 of them, even though there's only 3 here. I ate one as a snack on the way home. These are ridiculously priced in the grocery store. I think at my Fred Meyer store, they were on sale for $1.79. I don't know who would pay $1.79 for a little bit of cheese, a few peanuts, and a little tiny bit of meat. But for 50 cents, they're really convenient to throw in my work bag as well. So when Grocery Outlet has them, I pick them up. From the regular grocery store, I would never buy them. I got a bag of carrots. Probably 2 pounds. I think that's like the normal size for carrots. I don't even know if it says on here. And then a bunch of celery because I went to Walmart the other day, and I didn't film that because I didn't get very many things from there, but there was meat on markdown. So I got a 10-pound bag of chicken hindquarters for like $5.99. I got some chicken breast that was marked down, and their chicken breast, boneless skinless chicken breast is always like $1.99, so it made it like $1.49 or something like that a pound. I got a chuck roast that was on markdown. It made it about $2.99 a pound. And I got some Italian sausages marked down, and it made those, I think, about $2 a pound. So I got the carrots and the celery so that I can do some canning. I'm probably going to can some chicken soup. I'll probably cook down those hindquarters, pull the meat off, continue to cook the bones, make some kind of rich broth, and then I will can soup, and then if there's any leftover broth, I'll can that separately too. I got this rosemary plant. This was more of like a whim want than a need for sure. I have some basil and some green onions growing in my windowsill in my kitchen. I did have rosemary out. I have a little herb garden out front, but it's kind of overgrown with the lavender and sage and what else is out there? Mint and lemon balm, and there's a couple other things, and it's overrun with those. There's really no room out there. But my rosemary had died either last year or the year before in the winter. I can't remember. It just did not winter over well and it ended up dying. So I'm going to transplant this into a bigger pot and put it in my kitchen window and see how it does. If it does okay in the window, I may just keep it there for a while until it gets too big, and then eventually I'm sure it'll end up outside. I got I don't know what size this is, 24-ounce container of grass-fed organic plain whole milk yogurt. I believe in, I'll get yogurt that has a lower fat count, but I really try to eat whole foods, and so eating whole milk yogurt is eating a whole food. I try not to eat reduced fat dairy, and I really like that this one is 100% grass-fed. This was only 99 cents. This would be, I don't even know how much more, like at least $5, $6, $7.99 at like a food co-op or a natural food store. The grass milk, like half gallon at my food co-op, I think is like $6.99 for a half gallon of milk. So I thought this was like pretty much a steal for this. And I will just mix like my own flavorings in. Usually what I do, because I'm diabetic, is I mix a little bit of Splenda in and a little bit of lemon juice, and I really like it that way. Lemon yogurt's actually one of my favorites, so that's how I usually end up making it. Sometimes stevia, but I've been trying to switch to stevia, but it has such a bad aftertaste to me. It's really hard for me. It's been hard for me to switch. So I still do use Splenda quite often, even though I know it's probably not the best thing, but it's better for me than sugar is. So there's that. I got this Heinz garlic red wine vinegar. I like to use this when I make Italian dressing. So this was only 99 cents, so I picked that up. I think I have a little bit left, but it was actually running low, so it was one of the things that I do use regularly and was starting to run low, so I was glad that they had that. And then I got this Otto Superfood. I try not to drink a lot of juice, but I do really like the Otto Superfood. So if I have a pretty like low carb meal, like a meat salad or something like that with no croutons or bread or anything like that, sometimes I'll pour myself an 8-ounce glass of this Otto Superfood. Has a lot of great stuff in it. It is 100% juice. They don't add any sugar. Fruit is still sugar, so you still have to watch how much you take in, but there's lots of extra like wheatgrass and I don't know how else you say it, that spirulina, I think it's called. All that stuff's really good for you, and so I like to get this every once in a while. And it was only $2.99, and this is a 59 fluid ounce container. So this is a very big container. I want to say in the grocery store, this is like $8.99. So $2.99, I thought it was a great price. And then I got 1 can of Purina Friskies. My cats usually don't eat this, but the place I usually get their cat food had not been having it, and I had been checking, and I was starting to run a little bit low, and so I was starting to get a little paranoid because they only eat wet food. And so since I was in grocery outlet and this was only $1, I went ahead and picked it up. Doesn't have my favorite ingredients in it. I mean, it's not the worst thing you could feed your cat. I mean, at least it's wet food. Cats probably should not be eating dry food if you do your research. And I have a cat who has urinary crystals, so absolutely cannot eat dry food. But the ironic thing is, or I don't know, maybe it's not irony, but coincidence maybe, I went into that store on my way home that I normally get their food, and lo and behold, they had cat food. So I'm glad at least I only bought 1 can. And I try to mix this like with the better food so that at least it's not like hard on their system. So eventually they will use this. And then if I really didn't want them to, I could donate it. And then last thing I got was this pack of razors. Pacific Triple Blade. I don't know. There's 6 of them for $1.99. They're an off-brand, but I thought I'd give them a try because $1.99 for 6 razors is pretty darn good, especially for like triple blade ones. So I'll give these a try, and if they work well, I'll be willing to get them again. If not, I just won't ever buy them again. So that is that for grocery outlet. Didn't need too much, like I said, just mostly what I, of course, went in for was the celery, the carrots. I knew I did need razors, and I knew I was running low on cat food, and I had seen that Friskies there a few weeks ago, so I was hoping they'd still have it. All the other stuff, kind of a bonus. Like I said, I'm going to try and film me making that pasta and those sausages, so maybe you guys can have a quick, easy meal idea in the future. And I'm going to pause you guys for a second, and I'm going to lay out the Gleaner stuff, and we'll continue on. Hey guys, I'm back with my Gleaners haul. It's not a huge one today, but like I said, I have a ton of food in the fridge that I need to work on and go through and try and get some preserving done tomorrow. I may even try to get a few things on the dehydrator too, because I have quite a few peppers in the fridge from Gleaners, so I need to get that stuff all squared away so that it doesn't go to waste. I'll start in the back here. As one of my specials, I got 6 eggs. A lot of times they cut the dozen in half, and each person can have 6 so that it can spread between people a little bit more evenly. Just 1 organic baking potato. I do like to have like my home fried potatoes with the skin on, so I try to get organic potatoes when they do have them. 1 green pepper, a little head of garlic, a small-ish head of cauliflower, and just have a little bit of browning on it, but it's really easy to take off. I usually just shave it with a vegetable peeler for a second, and it comes right off, and everything's fine. And a lot of times I use the cauliflower from Gleaners to make into mashed cauliflower instead of mashed potatoes. I got a little pile of organic Garnet sweet potatoes. These are definitely like getting a little on the older side. They're still very firm though, no mushy spots or anything. So I may peel those and try and can them as well so that they last a little bit longer. So that's my plan for those. I have a pomegranate, which is one of my favorite things, and they're so expensive at the grocery store. So I'm always really excited when Gleaners has them. I got a sweet onion, just one little yellow onion. There were 3 things from the produce cooler today because there was a ton of stuff in there, which is pretty awesome. So I got a baggie of these like organic shredded carrots. They're like little matchstick carrots. I like to throw them in anything, and they're really nice because if I make, when I make ramen, I don't make like top ramen. I buy like these ramen cakes from the Asian market, so they don't come with a seasoning packet or anything. So I have to make up my own broth, and I usually add in a ton of veggies and usually a meat too. Most of the time chicken. So it's nice to have home canned chicken on hand because you can just throw it in your ramen soup and it's delicious. So I like to have these in the fridge so I can just throw them in there and they cook up really quick in like a soup. Or if you want to make up a salad, you can throw them in salad or whatever too. So yeah, they're really nice to have. Then I got this Fresh Express Pear Gorgonzola salad. I've never tried this one, so I was kind of excited to try it. The only Gorgonzola that's in it is in the vinaigrette, so I'm just going to try a little bit of the vinaigrette to see if I like it. I'm not a huge fan of the blue cheeses, but I love like a good fruit-infused salad. I love apple salad and pear salad, and so I'm kind of excited to try this one and see if it's any good. And then I got a bag of kale. This one's not organic like the last one, but that is okay. And I got that Italian sausage on clearance. And I do have potato, like I have this potato and I have a couple others I believe from Gleaners. I don't know if I have any other russets, but I definitely have some other potatoes. So I may be making a batch of that zuppa toscana again. It's so good. It just tastes so good and it's so nice on a cold day. And it's been totally rainy and cold and stuff here, so that will be a good meal. And then I didn't know how much, I mean, I don't know how much it is because we don't really weigh them, but I got a bowl of fresh green beans. I may use some of these in like the canning of, I may put some in like the chicken soup, or if I do like a chicken stew base instead, or like pot pie filling type of base, I might throw some fresh green beans there. If not, I'll saute them and eat them fresh too because I like them that way. I got some mushrooms. One of my specials is this mystery juice. It's some kind of organic juice. I guess I'll find out whether it's good or bad or whatever when I open it up to taste it. Got a half gallon of 1% milk. Like I said, I really do prefer whole milk, but I also don't use milk a ton. So sometimes I just get what they have so that I have it mostly for recipes and stuff, because I mean, I used to drink up milk a lot more when I was younger, but it's not really what I like to drink anymore unless I'm having like cake or cookies or something that milk goes with. So I do drink a lot less milk than I used to. So I like that I can just get it from Gleaners. It's milk that the store wasn't going to sell anymore anyway, so if I have to throw away part of it, I don't feel so bad. And then wall items were down to 3. We're waiting for a shipment to come in. They should be coming in fairly soon, I think in about another week. So we are down to only 3 things right now, but that's fine. 3 is still 3 things. So I picked up a can of sweetened condensed milk. The holidays are coming around. I don't eat a ton of sweets myself, but I love to make goodies and pass them out to everyone else. Like, I will just cook and bake up a storm so that I can pass it on to everyone else for the holidays, which I love to do. So sweetened condensed milk is a pretty common ingredient in some dessert recipes. And then I also got this Hazelnut Spread. I'm sure it's exactly like Nutella. It's just Safeway Select's brand. And Nutellas can be really expensive in the store. So I picked this up because I may be trying to make a new dessert with some hazelnut spread. And then, I don't know if I've showed this in a previous Gleaners haul or not. They've been having a lot of these cans of roast beef and gravy. And I have still a few stocked up, but these are very good if I'm like in a rush to just make something really quick. I can open this, dump it in, throw a few veggies in, or even a can of mixed vegetables. and just have like almost like an instant little like stew type meal. And the beef actually isn't bad in this. It's not like, I've had canned like stew before, and it's really greasy and the meat tastes really fake. And this isn't like this. This is like actual chunks of meat, like if you get canned chicken. Instead of just it being in thin liquid, it's in a gravy. So I picked that up. And these are like $4.50 or something like that at Walmart. Like I looked up the cost of these because I was just curious, and I could not believe, like, it's not that big of a can. I think it's like it's 12 ounces, but still, like, that is not that much meat, especially considering there's a significant amount of gravy in there. I mean, it's not like all gravy, but it's probably at least 30% gravy. So I think that's a really expensive price. Like, I can my own stew beef when it goes on sale, but since my gleaning program had that, I got it. Plus, it's already got the gravy in it, which is nice, which when you home can, you can put broth in, but you can't put gravy. So, and then I have 2 loaves of Panera here. It was one Panera and one off like the bread rack, so it was one like store bread. But I also shop for my mom almost every Monday, and I go to her house first and drop stuff off, and I ask her like, oh, what do you want out of this? And I got this for you and that for you and whatever else. And so originally I'd gotten myself a Panera, her a Panera, and some like sub rolls and a honey wheat bread. And she wanted to make French dips, and she wanted the honey wheat bread. So I just told her that I would take both of the Paneras this time. So that is my Gleaners haul. I'm hoping tomorrow to get some canning done. If I can, I will turn the camera on and try and show you guys. It's been a little crazy around here. I had some videos planned for you guys, and then I don't know if you noticed, but this is a new stove in the background because my other stove caught on fire. Like literally fire. I was cooking bacon in the oven. I do it very often. It's not an unsafe practice. I had the oven at a reasonable temperature. It was at 350. I had been checking on it regularly. I checked on it, and then I left it for about 10 minutes. And when I left it, it was raw. I came back 10 minutes later because it started to smell kind of smoky, and I was worried that the grease was kind of like either dripping or burning. So I came into the kitchen, and smoke was like pouring out of the back burner that had the vent for the oven in it. And I opened the oven door, and it was like a fireplace. That pan of bacon was legit on fire. So I pretty much slammed it shut, locked it, because it was like the really old style stove that had like a lock on the front right here, like when you were supposed to do self-clean. And since I've ever lived here, the self-clean never even worked, and I've had to have the burners fixed multiple times and stuff. I mean, it was a really old stove. And then I got the fire extinguisher out, which I do have, which is good. And I tried to unlock it to see if I could like spray the fire hydrant or the fire extinguisher in there, and it wouldn't unlock. And since I had never used a self-clean on it because it never worked, I didn't know that if it got to a certain temperature inside, you could not unlock it. So, needless to say, the firemen were here. They waited until they made sure that was pretty much, the fire was out, it wasn't smoking so bad, and then they hauled it out to the front yard and left it there until the landlord sent somebody the next day to bring me this brand new nice one. So, I'm sure it just like malfunctioned or something. The fire department didn't even say that I did anything wrong, so honestly, just a fluke, crazy thing. Luckily, nothing was damaged. Like, praise the Lord for real, because it would have just been a mess. The only thing that sucks is they did spray the area down where the stove is with the fire extinguisher, and there still is some white powder in the other parts of the kitchen, but I have been cleaning up white fire extinguisher powder for days now. I don't know if it's ever all going to be cleaned up. So hopefully one day it is. But I definitely had to get this area cleaned up because they came like the next day to bring me a new stove, which was kind of awesome, that the landlords was so quick to get everything all fixed up. So that is why you guys haven't had any new videos though. So I hope you guys have a great day. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I love to hear from you guys. And yeah, hopefully some canning and cooking videos will be coming up soon on my brand new stove here. We'll have to break it in with the pressure cooker, or the pressure canner. So until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later. Yeah, just have a great day and a great week. Bye.